Good morning, folks. So, Moses Itauma absolutely fucking obliterated Dillian Whyte in, what was it, 120 seconds? I didn't expect it to go that quickly. I had Itauma winning that one. I reckon by 7 or 8 rounds he'd probably get rid of him, but he blew him away in the first round. Absolutely destroyed the guy. Dillian Whyte was absolutely destroyed by him. I've seen a few people crying online, like they always do weekly, that it was an early stoppage, Dillian Whyte was robbed. Look, the guy was fucked, and if the referee had let that go on any longer, he would have been seriously hurt. He was outgunned and outmatched from the moment that first bell went, so I had no problem with the stoppage. I thought it was a perfectly fine stoppage. Now, Moses Itauma, he really impressed me with the performance. I mean, he's still largely untested. I mean, he's not gone very far. We don't know how his gas tank is, how he's going to go if he goes late in a fight, because he hasn't, nobody's managed to take him that far, and we don't know what he's going to do if he gets hit back. Seriously hit back and under serious firepower and under a lot of pressure, or what he's going to do if he hits somebody who can take it, somebody with a good chin, like a Terminator chin, who's going to absorb all the punishment. We don't know how he's going to react, how he's going to deal with that. But what we do know is he's a fantastic fighter, and he's got devastating power, and he's a great finisher. Now, he particularly impressed me. I mean, bear in mind this guy's only 20. He's young enough to be my son, so he's a boy to me. He's a kid to me. He, in his post-fight interview, he said that Caballel and Parker are more deserving of a title shot, a shot at Usyk, than he is, and I thought that showed great maturity. Now, however, I would quite like to see Moses Itauma in there with Alexander Usyk. Why the fuck not? I agree, Parker and Caballel are more deserving of a shot at a world title. Absolutely, they are. I totally agree with that, and I want those two to get their shot at the big gold ring. But at the same time, Moses Itauma versus Usyk, I mean, that is box office. I would favour Usyk purely for his skill and his experience. But what an intriguing fight that would be. I'm very, very intrigued by that one. I would quite like to see that. But we'll see. But yeah, I'm just enjoying the journey of Moses Itauma. I don't particularly want to see him rush too much, but I think we need to step up now. I personally would like to see him in there with Fabio Wardley next. I think a fight between Fabio Wardley and Moses Itauma would be a fantastic fight. I really, really want to see that one. I would favour Itauma in that one, but Fabio Wardley's a warrior, and he's a big puncher as well. So yeah, personally, that would be what I'd like to see next. But a few people, they've been throwing around names like AJ and things like that. Why not fucking Fury? I know Fury's retired, forget all that, but say Fury came back, why not stick him in with Fury? Why not? But that's just why not any of these ex-champions? If you're going to go down that road, sticking him in with AJ or whoever. But no, Moses Itauma, thoroughly impressive, blew Dillian Whyte away. Personally, I'd like to see Dillian Whyte ride off into the sunset. I mean, I'm not one for telling fighters to retire, but I think it's time. I think it's time for Dillian Whyte to hang him up. He could go into training, he could go into whatever, whatever he wants to do. He's made his money, he's a warrior, he's a fantastic career. It's just unfortunate the way it's gone, with the losses to AJ Povetkin, which he did obviously avenge, and his one and only title shot, which was a world title shot, which of course was against Tyson Fury, which he was knocked out in. And he was stopped in devastating fashion by Itauma. So I wish him nothing but the best, Dillian Whyte. It was a good card though. The co-main event, the supporting match, WBA Featherweight champion Nick Ball retained his title with a unanimous decision over Sam Goodman. Now, I really enjoyed this fight. The scoring again was a bit weird for me. I had it 115, 113 to Nick Ball, same as one of the judges. There were some very difficult rounds to score in that fight. It was kind of I just felt the cleaner, more accurate punches were coming from Nick Ball. But Sam Goodman, what a fucking jab that kid's got! Absolutely fucking fantastic. Really, he's a good fighter. I'd like to see him come again. I'd like to say a rematch actually, but I don't think it'll happen. I don't think Nick Ball will probably want to go through that trouble again, but we'll see. We'll see. But the other two judges, one of them had it 118, 110, and one had it 117, 111. Now, yeah, as I said, there were some rounds I found difficult to score. But I think 118, 110 was a bit fucking wide for me to Nick Ball. I don't know, I just thought that was extremely wide. They only gave 2 rounds to Sam Goodman, but boxing's a weird, subjective sport at times. As I say, can't complain too much because I found some of the rounds close and hard to score, so it is what it is. But yeah, I just found that 118, 110 a little bit too wide for my tastes. And the other fight that really, really intrigued me, Filip Hrgovic took a unanimous decision over David Adeleye. What a fucking fantastic fight this was. What a real heavyweight slugfest. Fantastic fight. Absolutely brilliant. It was a good card. It was a really good card. Hrgovic got the unanimous decision. Judges had it 98-91, which is how I had it. The other two had it 99-90. Adelaide, okay, yeah, the score's quite wide, obviously, but he came to fight and he gave Hrgovic some problems. He cut him. I mean, Hrgovic has a history of cutting, especially over that right eye, and it was a fucking nasty cut as well, real nasty cut. Some referees or doctors may have stopped that one. It was pretty vicious. But, fair play to him. He carried on fighting. That guy can take a lot of punishment, as we know. Filip Hrgovic. I mean, he took some fucking punches in that fight and didn't really sort of take a step back. He dropped Adelaide in the 8th, and what a fantastic fight. I could watch that fight over and over again. Absolutely fucking brilliant. Really, really enjoyed it. So, yeah, that's my take on those 3 fights. What did you think? What would you like to see Moses Itauma do next? Maybe stick him in with Hrgovic. Why not? Why not stick Itauma in with Hrgovic? See how that fight goes. Because Hrgovic has got a fucking monster chin. Hey, let's test it. Let's stick him in with Itauma. Let's see what happens. Right, that's enough out of me. Enjoy your weekend, or the rest of your weekend, folks. And take care, and I'll speak to you soon.